Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the National Guard products number 678A. This is a concealed fastener door sweep in a clear anodized aluminum with a nylon brush insert. This is a two-piece system. It has a snap flange cover, and we're going to put that aside for a moment and talk about the sweep. The sweep is actually a three-piece system. You've got the inserted gray brush in the steel holder, and that is steel. Don't try to cut that on a miter box saw with a carbide blade in it. You've got the piece of aluminum extrusion that's here. Okay. Now, why someone's going to use a unit like this is because they specifically want to be able to create a very clean look at the bottom of the door. The snap flange literally snaps on when you line that up and then simply motivate it to click down right down here. There's that hook at the tip of my finger that when you get that put up like this in the top, then you'll just squeeze it together or push it down. You're going to create a look where you are covering the head of the fasteners very well. Okay, very clean look at that point. Some people like that, not only because they like it, but because it looks better. You don't see the heads of screws. And speaking of screws, they're certainly included in a complementary finish. Not that it matters for this sort of unit. Snap flange are used for aesthetic reasons, is really the bottom line. Outside of that, you've got an excellent piece of nylon brush. Nylon brush is very effective in lots of circumstances. It is very good for an irregular surface. Imagine if my fingers were an irregular surface, like a pitted stone sill. Okay, those brush do a great job at just contouring themselves over this exaggerated surface. Where you're going to use something like this will be on a restaurant. It's going to look nice with the concealed snap flange, but it's also going to be effective. Restaurants naturally are often inspected, and inspectors are looking for daylight. The logic, if daylight gets through, so can things that don't belong coming through that door, like little critters. So people like brush because it's effective at sealing. If it keeps the light out, it keeps everything else out. Plus, it also allows you to seal an area without presenting a significant amount of resistance to a door closer closing the door. So you really get the best of both worlds in terms of a bristle style. Plus, it's extremely durable, not going to degrade like a vinyl sweep will with exposure to sunlight. Very long lasting, excellent for extreme temperatures. Sure, this will wear out like anything else will wear out, but with nylon brush like this, you're significantly increasing the longevity of the installation right from the very beginning. Overall dimensions of the unit, and we really can't get that snap flange put down over the head of this because it's a one-way proposition. Getting it off will require you peeling it off, will require purchasing a new one, so keep that in mind. You're going to have basically 1 inch of overall height of the aluminum portion, and this is coming up short because the snap flange isn't installed. But then you've got 3/4 inch of bristle. And 3/4 inch of bristle is going to be certainly very effective in lots of scenarios. It might be a little longer than you need. Generally, you might be able to get away with a bristle that's closer to 5/8 in length, but 3/4 is certainly right there in terms of length. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog, or maybe Brochure, Product Something. You will see the smaller version of this, which is the 675A, that will give you a 7/16 bristle length. And again, very common. If you have an undercut on, let's say, an aluminum storefront door. Let's say that the undercut starts out at 5/8 and you're using a 1/4 inch tall threshold. You're going to have 3/8 of an inch maximum gap. So a little shorter bristle, in my opinion, would actually be appropriate. You don't want to have to hold the door sweep up above the door unnaturally so that the door actually hangs down below the aluminum line. So the length of the bristle is something that needs to be considered. what actual length you need. You don't need longer than necessary. It doesn't do you any good. You'd use longer than you're going to use the length of the bristle to suit the undercut requirements. Okay, and that is on the bottom of that page, concealed fastener nylon brush sweeps. That page is also very handy as well because it will give you a tip in terms of the different finishes that it's available. So we're looking at the 678A. You can see that there is going to be available in the A finish, which from National Guard is clear anodized aluminum. It's not mill finish, so it's clear anodized aluminum. B is the next finish. That's gold anodized. So you can do that in a gold, matte gold finish. And then DKB, of course, dark bronze anodized. That's a very common finish as well on all of them. So you've got 3 different bristle lengths, 2 different style snap covers. The 75, 78, and 79 are this bull-nosed style here, which you simply might like the way that it looks. There you go. You're going to use this in those commercial applications generally. Certainly residential applications might suit this as well. This is available on the site in lots of different lengths, pretty much everything from 2 foot to 8 foot, in no greater than 6-inch increments. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back at. The reasoning is this: if you have need for a custom length, and it's likely that you do, if you order it that size, we're not only going to cut the aluminum pieces to length, we're also going to cut the steel retainer piece inside of here as well, so you don't have to cut that either. Plus, we're going to give you that first slotted hole at the proper distance from the edge, and of course the proper center to center as well. You really want those slotted holes there from the factory. It's hard to drill a slotted hole naturally. It will help compensate for a sill that's not level, or maybe a door that's just not plumb, or maybe there's something happening with the jambs. You might need to account for a little bit of movement from one side to the next. You might find that when you're pre-drilling the screw holes that your drill bit's walked a little bit before it pierces in to the material, whether it's steel, aluminum, wood, fiberglass, stainless, bronze, whatever you're drilling into. So the slotted hole will allow you to tailor the exact installation to maximize coverage. Too little, it's like not having a sweep. Too much, maybe your door doesn't latch properly anymore, which will of course lead to premature fatigue of the material as well. So if you have need for a custom length, by all means, order the next longest piece, indicate in the comment field what length to cut the material back at, and we'll be happy to ship it out that way. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the National Guard products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. If you have more than even a remote occasional need for weather stripping, familiarize yourself with at least the location of the catalog in our site, but their product line. Their name is synonymous with weather stripping and has been for decades, a name ubiquitous within the industry and also ubiquitously accepted. If you have any questions on the National Guard products, number 678A, concealed snap flange style door sweep, or any other National Guard product, please feel free to reach out to us.